Tell me whatever you want to tell.
Ah,
A good story. Something that make me laugh.
no,
How did you get into this real estate selling? How did you did it just sort of...
yeah, well, mentally I had to make a decision to get into some kind of self-employed business without investing too much of my non-available finances. And that was the answer. Because I could work from home, what I needed, we had it anyway, a computer and the printer and the fax machine and the telephone, and so it was all there. And I just went then and registered the company.
Okay.
Yeah, Fabi and Taylor. I met Mr. Taylor.
Who's Mr. Taylor?
That's the second name which stands on the board.
Aha.
Yeah, Mr. Taylor. I met him at a meeting of the Residents Association here from Windsor. And we came into this discussion, and I said, what are you doing? Oh, I'm an estate agent. He says, but presently I am not having any association with anybody. I said, I consider to become an estate agent, and I offered him partnership. Oh yes, very nice, very nice, very nice. So we went to the estate agency boards in order for a license. No, by then I had already a license as an agent, but not as a company estate agency. So we went to the estate agency board and registered properly. But to do so, we had to go through a study period in order to understand and know what we are doing. So we had to sit for an examination, and we passed. Now, first thing...
How we pass? Ach so,
Real estate board.
partner.
Yeah. So, okay, now we were licensed and we had everything which we wanted to do. We didn't have an office. Oh, he says, this is no problem. We can work from my home. I have a nice office. Now the office was even smaller than mine. So two people couldn't work there. So I was always sitting on the bed, on the couch. And one day I had enough. I said, you know what? I'm not a damn prostitute. I'm not working doing business from the couch. That is not my style of work. I'm going now and find for us an office. I found an office, and I negotiated a deal with an attorney. I said, we give you all our
Business?
and you will accommodate us with an office. In other words, you pay us the rental when we start. So he accepted that, and off we went into our own office. We bought furniture and what have you, and that was how the company started. Now, you only get to know people when you know them a little bit better. Now, Paul Taylor always thought he must control everything. So, oh, I know the computer and I can do that and I do the administration. I said, Paul, be my guest, you can do it all, because I'm the most lousy administrator this world has ever seen. You can do it all. There's one exception. You will never be able to sign a check by yourself. I want the check, including the invoice, on my table, and I will sign it if I see it's genuine and necessary. We just did that. Now what I find out, Paul Taylor knew nothing about computers whatsoever. To type one letter, anybody who goes to secretary school after 3 days can do better. So the bin was full with empty and wrongly spelled words and what have you. And one day I said, no, Paul, be honest. A letter has to have a certain face.
Yes, certain style.
It has to look professional. Look what you have done. Oh, you're always talking about bad about me. I said, no, I'm not done. I just want to do right what is wrong. Okay. If he doesn't knew anything further with the computer, he phoned his son. His son was a student at Witwatersrand University studying IT, information technology.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he asked him for help. So, and with that son's help, finally, he vanished. So the second step came, and that is what I did as a bookkeeping. As I probably have no clue what bookkeeping is all about. And for a small company like that, it is the most easy thing.
Yeah.
As nothing happened, and I just grabbed a few things which we had. I went next door because there was an accounting company. And they say, here, you do our books from now on.
Aha,
End
okay.
of the story. Yes,
Good.
thank you, Mr. Fabi. Third thing, a while later, Paul had two things. He was also always dressed like an English businessman, always beautifully, no problem with that. But he had skin cancer. He had big open scratches in his face, and no sun was allowed onto it. So he had a safari cap with a soft piece which was always hanging around him. So he looked a little bit funny. However, I tolerated that. I said, okay, I go out mostly, and he can sit in the office and what have you. But sometimes he also had to go out. And what he also had, he had chest pain. What do you call it when you have the flame on it?
Heartburn,
No.
heart attack?
No. I have it on my tongue. When you cough up flame all the time.
Congestion?
No, congestion comes from your stomach.
No, what is it?
However, so, and then he coughed something up, and he had it in his mouth, and
Wow.
he moved it, and when he had opened sometimes his mouth, and you could see, said, Paul, that is enough. Buy yourself a pocket of
Kleenexes.
papers, and then you spit it out, but you can't do that in front. Oh, you always, you always. I said, look, this is not the point. So, and his wife was a German speaking. Actually, she was nice, I must say, I had no problem with her. She came from Brazil.
Aha.
I think, I'm not sure, I think she was an offspring of those German Nazis who ran away after World War II.
Ah, okay.
Far away. So, and she came to South Africa, and they were married. And once we had a house in an area of called Mayfair. Mayfair is a lower population area. Today, many blacks and Indians living there. And there was an Afrikaans-speaking gentleman. He was a painter. Pictures, nice pictures. And I sold his house. Chop, chop. So he said, Mr. Fabi, I'm so pleased, thank you very much. Choose one of the pictures. I said, I want that one. Now he says, that's the only one I can't, because it's basically sold already. I have somebody who just wants to come and bring the money for it. I can't do that. It's okay. Then I would like that one. Yeah, okay, you can have it. Thank you very much. So I'm telling you that because I had that picture hanging in my office, and when I moved out of my office, somebody stole it before I had all my furniture out. It was a picture of a sand dunes with three black women walking along with having something carrying on their head. It was very colorful, very nice. So some black guy might have it now, but so it's gone. So there he comes along, Paul Taylor. You know, I can't work with you anymore. I said, what's wrong, Paul? Yeah, I remember that. So yes, I remember. He told me, you are
Arrogant.
arrogant. You can't speak with people. I said, that is the bloody day. I said, if somebody can communicate with people nicely, that's me. I mean, you have met me now long enough there with myself. It was just a bloody excuse why he wanted to get rid of the short story. So we split the company, and that was the end of the story from my partner Paul.
But you still have him on the tag.
Yeah, look, I don't want to start again.
We have to discuss this with our bookkeeper, and maybe I don't know, but maybe it would be better if we change this from a CC to a privately owned.
Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this we have
To work out.
to work out.
Busy, busy, busy.
But on the other hand, if you are nearly 10 years in business
Yeah.
under this name,
People recognize you.
yeah. And this is why we actually haven't changed it.
Uh-huh.
Thomas always tells me, no, it's not nice. But then this is Thomas, I will not mind, you see, so.
He thinks you should
He
change.
didn't like the logo. He did not
logo.
like the logo.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
He says it's pipifax.
It's what?
Pipifax
That is a word for,
is not childlike. It is childlike.
childlike, yeah, childish
Childish.
But,
nonsense.
but I mean, it's also a time period thing. When you've designed it and when you've organized it, that was for that time period. And modern things look different now. It's like, well, you live here, you know, this is from your time period. It's not like the modern day stuff. Modern day stuff looks different.
Yeah, this only rich people can afford, you know, being always in line with modern types. Then we should sell the house and move into a more modern one. But will it be better? That's the next
And that's the
question.
next problem.
It will be for sure more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and when you reach an age where you have to look after
Do
your
your money,
finances,
yeah.
then
It's not as easy.
it stops it by itself.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's normal. Yeah. I think, you know, do you ever plan to sell this place here?
Here's slight difference between Mr. and Mrs. Fabe. I still would not mind going back to Germany, but my wife thinks the weather conditions here are so beautiful, she wants to stay here. And if this is what she wants, this is what she gets.
The weather is lovely. I'm trying to figure out how to pack my suitcase and how I'm going to manage with the temperature when I get over there. It's going to be a bit different.
You take the big woolies on, and then it will work. Mind you, I was with Helga over Christmas in Germany, and it was not too bad at all. Would you say so, Helga?
No, but we had also